Well, hello everyone. I hope you're all having a wonderful and spooky Halloween season. Now, what comes to mind when you think of Halloween? Ghosts? Goblins? Ghouls? Well, what comes to my mind are creepy, crawly creatures. So in honor of the holiday, we're going to talk about some of our favorite bugs that go bump in the night. Now, you might think that these bugs are gross or creepy, but they're actually helpful to humans and good for the ecosystem. So stick around.
On your screen, you'll see our creepy meter, which is what we've ranked each of these creepy crawlies. We're gonna start on the low end and work our way up to the creepiest, crawliest, most scariest creature of all. So let's get started. First up, praying mantises. Now, some people think mantises are freaky and even sometimes scary because they can turn their heads 180 degrees. And they have human-like faces. So when they stare at you, it's a little scary, let me just tell you. But they're one of the fastest insect predators in the world. They can catch a mosquito in thin air and sometimes even hummingbirds, so they're very fast, which beneficially for us is good because they help control insect populations like mosquitoes and aphids. So good to have around.
Moving up a little bit on the creepy meter, we have the night crawler. Now, although there are many species of earthworms in the United States, the common earthworm is usually referred to as the night crawler. This is because they come up at night to feed. Now, a lot of people think that worms are gross because they're wet and slimy, but this is because they breathe through their skin, and they need to have their skin moist for that oxygen to pass through. Now, to keep their skin moist, they secrete mucus, and the way that mucus keeps from drying out is from the moisture in the dirt. Slimy as they may be, worms are actually very helpful to humans and the environment. They eat soil that contains decomposing plant matter, and when they digest it and release it as waste, the plants are able to use the nutrients in it. Some people will even use it as fertilizer. Worms also make tunnels in the dirt that help to aerate the soil. That means they loosen the soil so that water and air can get deeper down into the soil.
Up next on our creepy scale, moths. Now, some people are terrified of moths, probably because of their uncertainty when they're flying. You don't know which direction they're gonna go, and sometimes they fly in your face when you open your door. People that are scared of moths actually have a phobia called motophobia, which is very interesting. So it's okay that you're scared of moths, totally understand. We have 375 species of moths in the state of Kentucky, and the majority of them are pollinators. That's why they're so beneficial to us. They help pollinate all of our plants that we see around us. They help collect pollen on their little bodies because they're very hairy. So they'll pick pollen up and they'll transfer it from plant to plant. So great to have around.
All right, guys, next up we have spiders. Now, I totally understand if you're scared of spiders because they come in all sorts of shapes, sizes, and colors. But spiders are pretty good to have around. Both indoors and outdoors, they can help us out by eating annoying insects that might be bothering you. So indoors, they're gonna eat that pesky fly that's buzzing around your kitchen, or outdoors on your porch, they might eat mosquitoes or gnats. There are a couple of spiders to watch out for here in Kentucky though, and I'll show you those here. First one is the brown recluse spider, and the brown recluse is about the size of a quarter, and it's got that trademark fiddle marking on its abdomen. And next we have a black widow, which is about the same size, but it's all black and it has a red hourglass on its abdomen. We also have a fishing spider here to show you the size variation and the color variation. And then we also have a purseweb spider, which I brought in here. And the purseweb spider is native to Kentucky and it's related to tarantulas, and it makes cool tube-shaped webs instead of big sprawling webs like other spiders do. All right, guys, next up on the creepy meter, we have millipedes. So one of the scariest things about millipedes is all the legs that they have. However, they don't have as many legs as you might think. They don't have 1,000 legs, but they do have a few hundred. But it might make you a little less scared to know that they don't have 1,000 legs. Now, millipedes are detritivores, which is a fancy way of saying they're basically recyclers. they break down decaying plant matter in the soil and they return it back to the plants. So they're good for our environment and for our garden. Another great thing about millipedes is that they're not gonna bite you and they're not gonna sting you. All they're gonna do when you pick them up is curl up in a little ball. They might let off a little bit of a smell, but that's a defense mechanism they have against predators, but they're not gonna hurt you at all.
Okay guys, we saved the creepiest, crawliest, spookiest creature of them all for last, the house centipede. Now you may have seen one of these in your house before, especially your bathroom, because these guys like moist environments, so often they'll be found in bathrooms and in crawl spaces. One reason these guys are so scary is because of their speed. Most centipedes are slow moving and they're found in soil and under bark, but the house centipede, with its name, likes houses, and they're extremely fast with their 15 pairs of legs. But these guys are actually great to have around because they eat the true pests in your house. They'll eat termites, roaches, and silverfish. They'll basically eat anything that could do some real damage to your home. Now these guys do have a slight amount of venom in their fangs, but they're not aggressive towards humans and bites are extremely rare. So again, these guys could be pretty good to have around, even though they're kind of creepy.
Okay, everybody, I hope we didn't bug you too much with all that information. And hopefully this video inspires you all to go outside and appreciate some of the creepy crawlers we talked about here today. We all here at Salado wish you all a spooktacular Halloween.